Level up your listening with Bose Quiet Comfort Ultra earbuds and headphones. With immersive sound and world-class noise cancellation for a not-so-silent night. Visit Bose.com/Spotify to shop sound that's more than a present.
Okay, what's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of the TMossBoss Show. Now, probably this might, I don't know, another random talk. I can't think of a particular thing to stick to. But anyways, this happened last week. Or maybe I think it would be considered last week. But anyways, Drake, I think, everybody's seen that. But Drake getting booed off stage because people thought Frank Ocean was supposed to perform. So let me just start from the beginning, all right, because it might throw some people off. So Tyler the Creator was holding this like music festival type concert show thingamajigger. So he, on his flyer that had like the lineup of all the people that was performing that night, at the main event was it was like unknown. It was, I guess, question marks or something like that. So anyways, a lot of people, I guess, was assuming that Frank Ocean was going to come out and perform, but when Drake came out and performed, people was booing him and overall didn't want him performing and stuff. And so people were screaming, "Get off the stage!" Like, that is messed up. Now sitting down and thinking about it, like having it just let it sink in on what happened. No, that's messed up. That is seriously messed up. I don't know. I think if I had been an artist or something and I had some fans that did that, I know I got like millions of fans and maybe a couple of thousand people was there. I'd been like, I'm never holding these shows again. That's probably something that I would have done because I've been so upset. Maybe I would have done it again in the future, but at the time being, I'm like, no, if that's how you guys are going to treat artists, I never did one of those shows again. Or I'm like, had that artist that they were expecting, I'm like, oh, well, then he's not performing at any of the shows. That might be my friend and all, but he could do his own performances somewhere else, but he won't be performing if that's how you guys are going to treat other artists because you want him to perform. No, I'm like, I did something in return. I'm like, no, because that's like, I can see why, because no, Tyler the Creator, it was funny what he did. So he posted on his bio on Twitter that he was embarrassed by his fans. No, I would have felt the same way. I seriously would have felt the same way. And I've been like, I don't know how to overall, what to do. And it's like, I'm going to do something in return because I'm like, no, that's messed up. That's seriously messed up. I'm like, I know they're all like, oh, you have lost fans doing whatever you planned on doing. I'm like, well, they were never fans in the first place. It's like, whoever I bring out, they should just respect them automatically. I don't care who the artist is. I'm like, that's I'm like, what, fans, you can't do anything right. Seriously, with some fans, there's fans that's like, I don't care what he does, I don't care what they overall what they're doing, as long as they're doing something and they're in good health, then I'll respect anything they do. See, fans like that, dope, cool. I want all my fans to be like that. But a fan that's like, no, I want this, and if you don't have this, then I'm no longer going to be a fan of you. I stopped being a fan of you after you released this type of those type of fans. They were never fans in the first place. They was never fans in the first place. I remember dealing with I think I've talked about him before on YouTube, but there's this kid named Glenn. Now, how I came across him, so he, I guess, stopped liking the YouTuber that I was beefing with and then started being a fan of me. And so when you do that first transition, when you stop being a fan of a YouTuber and you want to be fans of the other YouTuber that they're beefing with, that's your one and only time doing that. That's the one and only time you can do that. But then when you're going back and forth, oh, I'm going to stop. Because no, see, the crazy thing about it was that he stopped being a fan of that YouTuber, then became a fan of me, then he stopped being a fan of me, and then started being a fan of that YouTuber, then was just going back and forth between us and stuff. So he overall couldn't make up his mind. But anyways, he was mad at the fact that so the reason why he stopped being a fan of me was because he wanted me to react to these videos, but I was like, dude, those videos are stupid. Like, I don't like them and things. I'm not gonna react to them. And then that's why. And I'm thinking in my head, like, bro, like, you were never a fan in the first place. Like, you can't sit here and say, like, oh, I'm a fan of you, or I'm your number one fan, and then you're, like, doing crazy. Like, people ain't seen that movie Misery. For those that haven't seen that movie Misery, so it is about this book writer. You can read the book, watch the movie, either way. But so the movie was about this book writer. He was up at his cabin on top of some mountain, like, you know, writing and things. So anyways, he leaves, but it's snowing outside. So he ends up crashing. Out of all the people, well, actually, no, the woman was watching him. But out of all the people that could have saved him, he ended up getting saved by his quote-unquote number one fan. So, long story short, the fan was crazy, and he ended up having to kill her, all right? That's honestly how I see some fans out there. Them crazy fanatic fans, like, yeah, those are those fans. Like, I don't know. Like, when I see stuff like videos of fans like crying and things, like you know what? Like, if you shake my hand, you cool and all that. If you cry, like, I'm like, okay, like, I can't really stop you from crying. Like, I guess if I'm like, you're like big, like, if I motivated you a lot, changed your life, or, you know, like, did something to like help you in things, then okay, cool, I guess. But I'm like, if I haven't done nothing, you just sitting there, you crying, or you like stuff like, I'm like, that's, I don't know, like screaming and crying, like, see, and it's like, for an example, and not to call them out, but Justin Bieber fans, when Justin Bieber was like doing his thing, they were the scariest people ever. You did not want to cross a believer. That's what they called themselves, like believers. Now you got the beehive. It's these fan bases that starts with bees. They're just not normal. But anyways, so that's when I knew that Justin Bieber was like, he was the real deal. Like, he was big, he was major. This man was performing, and the only way I think he could get away, because there was like thousands of people surrounding him, the only way he could get away was that he could get on this boat and had to like sail out and get like far away as possible. But these fans got on boats themselves and started following him. Like, that's some stuff, man. Like, I'm like, look, shake my hand, hug me. I would rather for them to be crying in my face than for them to be chasing me down. Didn't it, like, somebody die over some stuff? Well, not, it was like paparazzis or something like that. But like a girl like was it Princess Diana? I can't think of that girl's name. But it was somebody, I think she was getting chased down by paparazzis or something. Princess Diana. I think that was her. I think it was. Hold up. Like, I'm looking it up. Yeah, died. Okay, yeah, while fleeing paparazzi. So, yeah, it was this girl, Diana, Princess of Wallace? I don't know. Princess Diana, that's what we gonna call her and stuff. But, yeah, like, that's on, like, stuff like that. Like, leave me alone, please. I do not want to be bothered. It's like paparazzis and like hardcore like stands. Like, that's Eminem, he like called it better than anybody when he came out with that Stan music video. That was a good video too. I'm gonna have to watch that video. That video was crazy. But like, nah, fans like that, when they just like they putting other people's lives in danger, and then they putting their lives in danger. It's like, man, ain't nobody has to act like that just because, like, oh, I'm your favorite musician or I'm your favorite YouTuber and stuff like that. That's even a thing with YouTube, is that there's, like, fans that will go up to a person's house talking about, oh, can we make some videos real quick? I'm like, I don't know who gave you my address. I don't know who gave you the idea that I'm just, like, open to be making videos with anybody and stuff. Like, I'm not with that. I'm not with that at all. Like, I don't want no fans coming up to my house talking about, oh, let's make videos. Like, no. Like, I'm like, look, watch my videos, support what I do and stuff. Cool, thank you. If we see each other out in public and you pull out a camera and start recording, I don't care. Like, I'm already on the internet. My face is already all over the place on the internet, so what? But, like, if you're following me to my house, okay, if you're waking me up in, like, the crack of dawn, like, just acting weird and stuff, like, you wanting to make videos and things, I'm like, and I don't know you. See, that was one thing. It's funny how they're showing, I'm watching this TV show called Ridiculousness, and they be having guests on there, and their guest today is this rapper named Schoolboy Q. There's this one thing that stuck with me that this rapper said, and it's that if I don't have you in my contacts, like on my phone and stuff, if you're not on my contacts, I don't know you like that. I do not know you like that. Therefore, I'm like, and even then, like, if you're like, I'm not saying like, you know, people that are on my contacts, so you just have like the free will to just show up whenever and things. Like, no, even then, like, let me know ahead of time. But you have to be in my contacts, like not in the comment sections or the DMs or anything else. Like, no, you have to be like, dang, they just showed this video. This dude tried to kiss some girl. He just got slapped hard. Like, you seen his head react to that. Like, that's a hard slap. But anyways, yeah, people, they be they weird like that. Why? I don't know. I don't know what possessed people to act weird like that too. Like, it ain't normal. It's not normal. If I know people ask me, I know there'll probably be people that'll sit there and say like, oh, there ain't nobody that you'll act like that over. No, not one person in this world. There's one person I had to say that I idolize a lot just because of how much of a hard worker he is, and that's Kevin Hart. But I would never try to track this man's house down, okay, and try to figure out like, oh, let's make a movie or let's make a YouTube video or do something and stuff. No. That's a boundary that I would not cross. I think the only time where I try finding out some information about a person, which is probably everything that people has done if they're a fan of this YouTuber, and that's H2O Delirious. People might know who he is. But anyways, no, this guy, he's never done a face reveal. There's been like no evidence of his face being anywhere. I think there was a time where me and my friend, we tried to figure out like who he was or try to figure out like a face or something of his. And I think the only thing that we figured out was that I can't remember what state it was, but he lived in some state, okay? And that's, I think, and it's like, and we don't even know if that was actual factuals. So I'm like, yeah, it's something that I can't go base. It's on the internet, so it's like we don't know. But yeah, I think that was about it. But I think everybody that's a fan of this YouTuber probably at least tried once figuring out who he was. And he's just that man's honestly anonymous. But at the same time, it was like I was just like, it wasn't even something I was like taking serious. I'm like, if I don't find it, I don't find it. I'm still gonna watch this man's videos, okay, because he is hilarious. But, yeah, I'm like, to go crazy about it, like, to actually try to track this man down, like, that was the ones, like, this is probably by far the craziest YouTube story ever. But it was this YouTuber, so, he has a wife, alright, and he's like, I would have to say he's a pretty famous YouTuber and things, but, anyways, a fan showed up to his house, and was like hunting him down and things, and was like searching for him. And I guess what this fan was trying to do was kidnap the YouTuber's wife and kill the YouTuber. But the YouTuber's wife and the YouTuber, they both hid in this closet and ended up calling the police and telling them like, hey, there's this dude in here. Because I guess like the man like brought a gun and everything. Like, I think they say he was shooting in the house or something like that. So anyways, the cops showed up and they said that he like ran outside, ran in the driveway, or ran into a car. He did something, then he ended up shooting and killing himself. That was probably by far the craziest YouTube story I've ever heard in my life. And I'm like, people should not act like that over a person. Absolutely nobody. If you do act like that, like, oh, I would lose my mind if I seen somebody, like, no. You do not need to go crazy or lose your mind or do anything. Like, be a fan, okay? If you're doing it for memes and jokes, okay, do that. That's cool. But, like, if you're trying to grab Beyonce and bite her arm and draw blood because you're like, I want the blood of Beyonce inside of me, yeah, you're a weirdo and you need help. You need some psychological help. Like, you need to sit down with that whole circle of Jack Nicholson and Miss Ratchet in One Flew of the Cuckoo's Nest. You are crazy, okay? I know there's probably somebody right now, like, sitting there all like, you don't tell me what to do. If I want to bite Beyonce's arm and draw blood and suck it out and become one of her, then I'm like, I can do that. Like, then you a weirdo. You are sick in the head. And understand that, okay? There's gonna probably be some Beyonce fans that's gonna track me down and beat me senseless and things. If it does happen, I'm calling it right now. That's gonna probably be the news story. There ain't gonna be a news story. That's gonna be like just worldwide news. Beyonce fans attack a YouTuber after he calls them out. I'm like, I still would stick by what I said too. I'm like, y'all are crazy. No, Beyonce fans are crazy though. They are. There's a time where she was, she wasn't even talking. So, I'm pretty sure, yeah, everybody knows she's married to Jay-Z. If you don't, then you've been living underneath a rock. But, anyways, so Jay-Z was talking to the owner of Golden State Warriors. He was talking to his wife. And Beyonce was, like, sitting in the middle. But I guess Beyonce looked upset. And, yeah, her fans noticed that she looked upset and was sending the owner of Golden State, his wife, death threats. I'm like, hey, are you guys serious? Like, she's married to the owner of the Golden State Warriors. Jay-Z is married to Beyonce. Why would they cross paths? Like, why would they do that to each other? I'm like, that's the type. And then if something did, I don't know. I ain't gonna say anything, but I will say this. Y'all took it too far doing some stuff like that. Like, seriously. Like, this woman ain't did nothing to nobody. They sitting down having a conversation, and people noticed that Beyonce looked upset, and it's like, y'all were sending the woman death threats. All because she was talking to Jay-Z. I'm like, dang, man. I don't know. I'm like, my fans, I'm definitely, like, when I start building up a big fan base, like, I'm going to teach them. You guys do not need to be acting insane about me and stuff. Like, I honestly, all I want you guys to do, watch my videos, listen to my music, listen to my podcast. Like, just be supportive, okay? And I guess if anybody tries to bring me down, then that's when y'all, like, start acting like the Beehive and Beliebers and, them crazy fans. But other than that, like, yeah, if somebody posts I don't know, like, they freaking post a photo of me with some writing on my forehead because they saying my forehead's too big, like, I don't even know how to, like, I wouldn't even care. Like, if I don't care, y'all shouldn't care. But if I care, then that's when you guys need to care. Point blank simple. But I know they're probably like, man, I just really hope I don't have, like, because I'm like, there's times where I gotta jump in a boat to get away from fans or get into a helicopter, and next thing you know, these fans gotta made some homemade drone and they following me, holding on to the drone, talking about I love you, TMossBoss. So I'm like, you know what? No, I'm like, this ain't normal. This is not normal. I'm like, I can't live this life no more. Like, nope. I gotta go. I'd disappear and I'd never show my face again. I wouldn't show my face until somebody else then took my place, and therefore it's like I barely have anybody following me. Even then, I feel like somebody would still try to find me and stuff. Like, they'll still, if you crazy enough, they're all like, oh, like, I know where he is. He's hiding in this city, in this apartment building, on this floor, in this side of the apartment. He currently right now in the bathroom. Like, it's crazy, freaking crazy. But yeah, I couldn't live that life. That was another thing I wanted to talk about. Just taking a complete, like, 180 of this conversation. Today I walked into Forever 21. That store is so empty right now. Like, man, like, I ain't never seen a store that empty before. Like, no, I'm not saying, like, people-wise. No, I'm saying clothing-wise. I remember they had this one little area for like men's clothing. That area is gone. They seriously had pants and shirts. I'm happy I got this jacket before they sold out, because I was like, dang. Like that, I was like, I ain't never seen a store that empty of clothes before. Like, they did say they were closing that location down, so I just wanted to bring that up. Like, it was a coworker, she was like talking about it and things. I was just all like, oh, it couldn't be that empty. Man, I walked in there today, they had pants and shirts. That's it. They made like this. Just like, you want to get some clothes for spring, then cool. But if you trying to get anything else, you out of luck. Like, it got to the point where it was like it looked like some women's clothing was over there, cause the men's clothing was gone. So just throwing it out there, like, if you got Forever 21 store closing, you better go in there, get some clothes, especially if you a man. Like, there ain't really a whole lot of men's clothing. There wasn't even a whole lot of men's clothing in there in the first place. Like, I remember the whole reason. I remember the first time I went into Forever 21, because a coworker, she was all like, oh yeah, they got on the second floor, they got a bunch of men's clothing up there. I go up there, it ain't nothing but women's clothing. And I'm all like, and then I think I tried to go further up, and then it was like the escalators are broken. So I was just all like, where's the men's clothing? Then I went in there a second time, then seen like the men's clothing. They have it in like one little corner of that 2-floor store. One little corner. I'm like, are you serious? Like, they acting like men don't be wanting clothes either. Like, what, did men just be walking around just butt ball naked? Like, I don't understand that. It's like, that's what I'm like, there's this clothing store that I go to all the time. I haven't really been going there lately, but there's this clothing store I go, I go in there pretty much all the time. But, I was tripping off of the fact that they got like a lot of like men's clothes in there. I was just like, dang, like, I be like talking about this store to people, but I'm like, I can only tell other men about this because they ain't got no women's clothing. No, Forever 21, like, now I don't care. Now I honestly don't care what they got in that store. I'm like, they be selling a bunch of men's clothes? Cool. Shout out to them. They care. Because Forever 21 doesn't. Like, seriously, they all like, men ain't 21. Like, you would not be Forever 21. A woman's Forever 21. That's why they got a bunch of, like, clothing in there for a 21-year-old woman. But for a man, they're all like, nah. You gotta go to one of the other stores. But you can, this store ain't for you. So, anyways, I'm hungry and I'm gonna go make me something to eat. So, anyways, yeah. I'll talk to you guys later. They're showing a bunch of stuff on TV right now. Like, I just want to eat. I just wanted to hurry up and get this episode out of the way, because also I plan on working on some videos and things. And, yeah. There's that. So, I will talk to you guys later. Thank you guys for watching. If you're viewing this on YouTube, make sure you like and subscribe. And if you're viewing this on a podcast streaming service, make sure you follow or subscribe, however it's set up. And pretty sure everybody knows the whole SeatGeek deal. If you are purchasing tickets from SeatGeek, make sure you use my promo code TMossBoss, and it will knock $20 off your first purchase. So, that being said, I'll talk to you guys later. Thank you guys for watching, and peace.